This is A Who All Gonna Be Their podcast, a place where you get to be an exclusive member of our very entertaining group chat. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Season 4, Episode 5 of A Who All Gonna Be Their podcast, a place where you get to become an exclusive member of our very entertaining group chat. I am Kiki. We have Eric and Tracy J in the studio today. How you guys doing?
Hey, y'all.
What's up? What's up?
What up?
What's good?
I don't know. What y'all got up for this week?
Listen, it was a busy week.
I saw your little Instagram stories and stuff.
Dang, I didn't see none of them. What are you doing? You was in these streets?
Oh my, I had birthday after birthday to go to last weekend. And so I traveled a little bit and then came back home and I got to get ready for my cousin's wedding this weekend. So I got to go find me something. Y'all ain't got nothing to wear. I'm like,
you got too much to wear. That's
this wedding just snuck up on me. I remember it was 3-4 months away. Now it's 4 days
away.
Boy, you better throw them overalls on.
Stop. In the back. Okay. And so the crazy thing is, I got another wedding. One of my good friends is also getting married the following Friday. So I got to get something for that too. So,
That's in Oklahoma too?
Yes, all of them.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, both of them.
So you ain't got to travel too far.
I guess we both got wedding stuff this weekend. I'm in a wedding this weekend, child.
Hey.
Girl, you in a wedding? Who wedding you in, child?
I had to take, you know whose wedding I'm about to be in?
Oh,
my elementary best. Well, since what? Preschool. Shout out to Nene Boo. Hi.
Hey, girl.
Shout out to Ken and Kelsey, and Leah and John.
Yes. And the thing about it is, I just had to take a COVID test. Janine's probably going to figure this out while listening to this episode. I just took a COVID test, child. It's negative, sis.
Hey.
Just let you know, I'm good. But I was worried. I ain't going to hold you.
Hallelujah, Shabbat.
Right. Because if it was positive, she was going to be in that bed, Janine.
Listen, this COVID has been traveling. It's coming back slowly but surely. I had it was almost 2 weeks ago. Girl. And when I went to the store to go get medicine, the whole medicine section was empty, gone. I'm talking about scarce. And I'm like, are we in November? What's going on?
Yeah.
So it's July and it was empty. I think it's coming back, child.
Yeah.
But she never left. That's the problem.
Oh, listen, that's what it is.
We just got tired of being inside.
There you go. There you right.
We
left nowhere. Now she
ain't left us.
Listen. But now that I done had, hopefully they give me a couple of antibodies because I got a first grader. He started first grade tomorrow. Come on, National Honor Society. On the way,
right?
Do they do that elementary? I don't know.
No, I doubt
he in it. It don't matter. He in it.
He is brilliant young man.
But yes, I got me a first.
That's our nephew, y'all.
Yeah. Shout out to my boy.
Hey.
Yeah. Well, listeners, we thank you for coming back to spend your evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time you're listening to this podcast or watching it. Thank you for coming back. And as you know, we've been covering the Challenge USA. And we've been talking about some other stuff as well, but the challenge is where it's at this season. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass the mic to Eric. He's going to kick us off with our conversation about the challenge. And Treese actually had some Twitter commentary regarding some things that we want to talk about at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic to you, Eric.
All right. We not gonna be here for long.
We're going to be here till 2 a.m. You should have said that.
Well, let me rephrase. I'm not gonna be here for long. So yes, the Challenge USA. We were supposed to wear black. Kiki is the only one who listened to the memo that we said last week. So I wore something dark. At least you can't really tell that it's not black. It's all this light that you can tell.
I'm black.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
I couldn't find my black tank, so I'm black in spirit. Wait, not in spirit. I am black. I am black.
Let me find out too now.
Look, in spirit. Let me. The spirit of Jasmine has come upon me. Lord Jesus, rebuke it in the name of Jesus.
You got to go if you not.
Right. Say, wait, hold on. I am black.
In spirit.
Don't forget it.
Oh Jesus. Can we name this episode "I'm Black"? I'm not sure.
Black in spirit. So this week we're gonna wear black, and you'll find out why we're gonna wear black. Because the episode ended very sad for me. I'm pretty sure it's sad for you guys as well. But so we left off from last week's elimination. We get new partners in and whatnot. And it starts us off with some Survivor drama. So most of the season is being geared towards Big Brother this, Big Brother that, the cookout this and the cookout that. But this week, we finally get into some Survivor contestant drama. So apparently, y'all know me and Teresa are pretty new to the Survivor scene. So we've only seen about 5 seasons together out of all 42 seasons. And so I've only seen Tyson play once, and that was on Heroes versus Villains. And he made a very stupid move, which cost him the game. However, he's played 3 other times, and he's played with Ben and Sarah, who are also on the challenge. And apparently they got some shady history. They backstabbed, double-crossed him once upon a time in the season that they played in. I'm assuming that it's the Winners at War season. I'm not really sure about it, but I'm assuming that's the one. And so they have that going on, and they're trying to figure out, can we trust Tyson? And he's like, I'm just going to make them think I trust them, but if I got to let them go, so be it. So they're all talking, and they're like, oh yeah, you're good. Like, there's no issues. I'm leaving that in the past. I'm too old to be thinking about the old. But that's literally like, oh, I'm too old to be worried about what happened in the old game. And Sarah's like, oh, bad. We're good then. We good. We squashed the beef. So hopefully Tyson honors that, and we're moving forward. We're not holding on to that Survivor drama. So after that portion, here go Cashay. She worried about Cinco. Right. Yet again, the number 5 is still on her mind. And
Eric, why do you say Cashay name with so much behind it?
Right.
This episode
so much behind every time you mention her, child. I be cracking up.
I'm gonna try to do better because she done made up with everybody. So hopefully I'm gonna try to let it go. But from now until she's gone, it's gonna be Cashay. That's what it's gonna be. Until then. But yeah, so she's still worried about the number 5, Mr. Cinco. And she has a whole segment dedicated to about, I know we're not together, but it's just hard to see him with all these other women and stuff. So it's a flashback with Kira or Desi rubbing him down, rubbing his back down with some lotion or some oil. Azah's laying down in the chair with him. And somebody else doing it. Go get a room, da 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 da. And she's like, it's just so hard to see you with other people. And I know we're not together and he's not trying to do, but it's just so hard on me that I just can't let it go. Flip to Cinco. He's like, yeah, me and Cash, we have some history, and I always love her. Part of me will always love her, but I don't know. It's weird to me. He told her, it's weird to me that you ain't talked to me in 2 days, and now you're bringing this conversation up to me, talking about it's bothering you that you seeing me with these other people. We're not together. What? And this ain't a love show. I could understand if y'all was at the Villa X on the beach. This ain't X on the beach. This the challenge. So, because why are you worried about what he do? And then, really, I had to say something about Azah, because Azah is his partner. They should be laying down together. They should be talking together. They should be seen together. They have to build their bond to work towards not going to elimination and trying to win the competition.
Right.
And so I'm just over her pettiness, and she can't let him go. And I get it. Like, if y'all was in love, I don't know if she may have been in love with him. I don't know if he was in love with her. He said he was, whatever. But you can't bring that here. You gotta let that go.
Can we just give the casting team a round of applause? Because the thing about it is they knew exactly who they were casting for this show.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
I mean, the beef with the cookout. Then you have the Survivor, historical beef there. And here you go have a relationship beef. I said, okay, they knew what they was doing.
Somebody did their research.
Yes, they sure did. They said, oh, we want a show? Okay, yeah, we about to have Cinco and Cashay. And ain't that her name, Cashay?
Yeah. Yes. Yes, they showed they did. That's a good point, Kiki. I want to know who's casting. I want to know, because if it is the same casting team that's been cast as Survivor and Big Brother, I'm going to be shocked.
Yeah, I'll be shocked too.
Because
now I want to do my research to find out.
That's something to think about. Because how did y'all cast so effectively and so well? I mean, just layered how you layered everything, and then we get that season that's BB24. Like, yeah. Anyways, going back to the challenge. So after they give us that segment with them, we get into the challenge, and it's a water challenge. So I know I'm looking at this water, and TJ talking about you gotta jump off this platform, swim to the next thing.
125 yards. I said, wait a minute.
Wait a minute, Doc. Because I'm looking like, okay, let me just make it there, right? No, that's not it. He's saying once you get up there, you gotta memorize what's your code. Each team has a password that they have to remember, and you gotta remember. So not only swim there to get your password, you swim to this other thing that has these barrels, and you gotta find the right one. You have 2, and so if you choose the right one, good. You get your puzzle pieces. Swim back to shore to go put your puzzle pieces, right? And you think that's it. He said, no, you got to go back out there again because there's 2 barrels that you got to go unlock. And if you get it wrong, that means you got to swim all the way back and then back again before you go back and get your puzzles. So if you miss one time, you in trouble. And so bless her heart, Azah, she was struggling from the jump. Her and she told Cinco, she's like, I'm just she just knew it. She was like, I don't swim. Leo said he don't. Azah. He said, I need and she trying her hardest, bless her. She was trying. I know she was. And then Sarah, her partner is Leo, and she is frustrated with him. If I didn't know about her, like, issues that she had from like being like Trump support and all that stuff like that, I would almost like her because she's funny in the sense that she was like, what are you doing? Like, I need you over here, Lolly, you over talking about, I'm gonna climb down. If you don't jump this water
and swim. Yeah.
It's like, what is wrong with him? And so she basically got to carry him. So she's upset with him. Tyson's partner is Cashay. And he, Tyson wants to win everything. So he mad that Kai didn't won back to back like he did. And you got Ben being jealous. He's like, oh my God, like Tyson does not need to win another competition. He doesn't need to add that to his ego type deal. And so Cashay remembers the wrong password. So that means if you could see Tyson's face, he was like, Cashay, are you serious? We could have won. I could have won this. He said, I could have won this for us. But I'm like, Tyson, chill. You're not gonna go home. Like, nobody's gonna throw you in there. But so he's frustrated because they got to go extra swim. They got to, not only since they swim out there to get it, got the wrong password after they made it to the thing, they got to swim back out to the thing, then come back. He's like, it's cost us the game. It's cost us the challenge. We're going to be in last place or somewhere near it. And I don't want to be near the bottom. I'm like, okay, Tyson, whatever. But Mr. Derek X, him and Kayla, and they were doing exceptionally well. Even David and Kyra were doing well. They was up there in the top 3 at first. But Derek X and K, they went and got them pieces. They were like, oh yeah, the memory, that's it. We got this. They swam out there, got back to the thing, got their pieces, got back, got to the shore. And I'm like, wait, Derek X, they supposed to come on out here and win something. And so, but I don't know how there is a God of the challenges that is looking upon Tyson. Right. Because I don't know how Derek X and Kayla fumbled on that puzzle. But somehow Tyson then went from 6th place from being behind all these teams because Cashay messed up and all these other teams were getting their barrels and stuff right. It was their swimming that was hindering a lot of them because one person could swim and another one couldn't.
Can Cashay swim?
No. So what Tyson,
she said I can't swim.
What Tyson had her doing, you be the propeller, so she just kicking and he dragging and she just kicking her.
I was wondering about this system they had because I'm like, it don't look like she really put in that much work. All I saw was her laying on her back like a dead man's float.
She was like a little dead fish.
And it made it funnier when she first missed it. He was like, "Oh, we gotta go back," and she just kicking And it's like this. And it's like, sis, you ain't going nowhere.
You ain't at the pool, sis. You in the middle of a competition.
Right. So, but somehow they get their pieces and get back to the thing. So there's already like 4 teams at the thing. I believe Kylan and whoever his partner was, they were there. David and his partner were there. And Derek X and Kayla. Here come Tyson. It's like they just check.
Like they had that puzzle. Like they had that puzzle at the house.
They had it at the house. They practiced it on their way there while they were swimming. They was like, all right, we're going to figure out how to put these together while we're here. So when we get there. And it just amazed me because I was like, how? But it was the swimming. So this is where I guess when I said James mentioned that The Amazing Race prepares you better than any of the other shows for this game because in terms of partners, because if your partner is not a good swimmer in this specific one, it's going to slow you down.
Absolutely.
It didn't matter how strong of a swimmer Sarah was, Leo was lacking. It didn't matter how strong a swimmer Cinco was, Azah was lacking. And you've seen that even with a mistake as crucial as having to do double laps because of Cashay missing the number, but because they figured out a system.
They had a system, yeah.
Brilliant. You got to give it to them. And they figured out a system to circumvent the problem, the issue that they had, and they were able to come back and win this challenge. So literally seconds after they won, right? Derek X and Kayla figured it out. They got their puzzle. And then everybody started got in there. So it's down to Leo and Sarah and Cinco and Azah. And Azah's she ready to give up. She like, I can't go no. She just out of breath. My baby just sitting there.
I felt so bad for Azah. I really did. She was really working so hard.
She was.
Baby, this wasn't your competition.
It wasn't. It wasn't. And Cinco, like you said, Cinco's like, come on, Azah, I need you. I was like, oh, he needs you, Azah, come on. And then TJ was like, don't give up, Azah. You're still in this. And she's like, oh, I'm still in it. We can still do this. Okay, let's get to it. When she realized that they could still get the puzzle, she was like, okay, like we can still get in this. And so they get there. So Leo and Sarah finally get back, and then Azah and Cinco get back, and they working hard. They trying to catch up with their puzzle, but they come just a little bit short. And Sarah and Leo get theirs in first, and Azah and Cinco lose and are headed to the elimination round.
Boy, I was hurt.
I was hurt. I was.
Yeah.
It wasn't what I wanted to see. And so it was hard. But she can't remember. She's like, listen, y'all, I came out here with 6 days of preparation. I can't swim worth nothing.
I mean, Azah, of course, her swimming wasn't as good as it could have been. But just like, was it Tyson that was helping Cashay? Cinco is not that great of a communicator. No. Like, I feel like he gets frustrated easily. Well, let me not say he's not a great communicator, but in that instant, he was not a great communicator. Like, he got frustrated too quickly. Yep. He thought if they was losing, and once you put that in your mind that you're losing. Yeah. And so I think that's what got him out, because you could tell he was just frustrated. And it's like, help your partner. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, create a system. Like
exactly.
You have to think outside the box.
Yeah. Because Azah was clearly trying her best to do.
Because I feel like
that they already knew from other competitions and challenges that Azah couldn't swim. Cinco, you knew Azah couldn't swim. Y'all should have already. When you knew this was
I would have been
water
thinking,
competition, you should already have a system in place.
Right. Wait, yes. Can Cinco swim well?
You know what?
No, that's the question.
Now that I ain't even really think about it, because Azah was just one swimming as well, and we was paying main attention on her. Right. You know what? He didn't do too hot himself.
Because I'm like,
now I'm thinking about
surely as big as he is, he should have been able to drag her if he could swim well.
Man, he was like, I ain't about to. I'm struggling too, sis.
So that would make sense. That's why I wanted them to come on here, because I wanted to explain, because maybe he can't swim well. Maybe he
can just do the mediocre swimming.
Yeah, he could just get by
himself.
On his own.
Yeah, they in the ocean.
Yeah.
What is this?
So that's something I would like to know, because that would make a lot more sense.
Right.
If he can't swim well or at all. So if they both out here just trying to make it on a hope and a prayer.
So they was losing that competition regardless.
So yeah, that part it sucked to see them. And so when y'all talk about the communicating, portion of like that, I was like, okay, yeah, they didn't really communicate. But when it came time for like the strategy, the social aspect of like who should go in versus them and like what they should tell Cashay and Tyson, they were both, he was like, we ain't giving no names because Cashay gonna take that and run with it and spin it to something else later on down the road. So we ain't giving no name. I was like, bet you ain't gotta worry about me. I ain't saying nothing. And so they got into that room and here go Cashay and Tyson. So what do you guys think? And they were like, well, it's whoever you want. So she was like, so what do you, they really trying to pull this information out of Azah, specifically Cashay. She was like, so what, who do you want to go against on the board based off the teams? Like, what are you thinking? And Azah was like, you want to be honest? Yeah, listen, I'm just going to be, you Love Island, you Survivor. The people I wanted to save is Big Brother. So I know that's not going to happen. So the only option is people from Love and Survivor. So I don't know what you want me to say. Because the people I would want to keep safe is Big Brother. And
I was keeping it too real, bro. Look,
she literally like
real. You know what that reminded me of? When Kylan was HOH, when he was asking about, so who's the most influential person in the game?
Frenchie.
And she put the candy on Fritchie. Yeah.
You get about nerves, bro.
That
it's serious. I don't even know how she keeps straight face.
Hands forward, she said, I don't know what you want me to say, because the people that the only options are Survivor and Love Island, and that's all I got to say. And she literally was like, I'm gonna tell you.
I love Azah, bro.
And Cinco's just like, yeah, I don't know. Do what y'all got to do. And I think it was a good strategic move in terms of that, because then that put all the heat on them, because they were like, what are we going to do? Because they ain't giving us nothing and we don't know what to go off of. So they have to go and find a target for themselves to put in, because it's easy when the people who are on the bottom in elimination, they give you names. So it's like, ooh, okay, now we get to pick and choose, and like, well, they want you in because they feel like you're the weakest, or they feel like that. And because they did not give them that, all of the power laid on them to figure that out, and the heat and the blame would be on them.
Yeah.
And so with that, they had to revert back. So I almost called her Sasha. Sarah, I don't know where Sasha came from. Sarah, She-Hulk Sarah, she was upset with Leo, and so she's been bad mouthing Leo around the compound, and like, he's just a terrible partner. Ladies, you don't want him here. You do not want to be partners with Leo. And so Cashay, I guess this was smart on her part or whatever, and she was like, there's a possibility I could get Leo. I'm looking at all the people I didn't have partners with. All right, she can knock Tyson out. She can knock what's the name off? Who all the people she has? She's like, I could end up with him next week, and he can cost me this game. So if we get him in elimination and he gets taken out, I don't have to worry about getting a weak male partner come next time when it comes to that. So I was like, okay, I guess she got a strategic brain. Maybe Tiffany left her a little something when she left. She threw her a couple little strategic brain cells when she left. And so I was like, okay, that's smart, but it's how are you going to convince Tyson to do it? But it didn't take much convincing, because she told Tyson what she felt. And Tyson already, again, from the drama that they had, the history he's had with Sarah and Ben, it wasn't a no-brainer. But actually what happened was, and Danny explained this, what happened was, what's the name? Kayla. These Amazing Racers, when I tell you I want to see them on Big Brother. Yes. I want to see them, because she was like, I don't want me and Derek X to be an easy option to go in, because, Love Island and Survivor are surely, again, using logic like we've been using, they're going to be protected. Love Island and Survivor, because those people won. So Big Brother and Amazing Race, that's an easy target for us to get thrown in there. And so she's like, I'm not trying to get thrown in there. So she goes to him. She was like, listen, I don't know how strong. She was like, how strong are y'all Survivor people? Like, are y'all good? And he was like, yeah, we can. She's like, I just want you to know that somebody around here, they mad that you won. They mad. He was like, what, mad? They're like, mad that you keep winning. They saying, why you gotta keep winning? And
she was being messy.
Messy boots.
Why? And he was like, and he started with a B, huh? She was like, Ben. And so his original Tyson was like, I want Ben in there. But because Justine is besties with Cashay, Cashay was like, no, we ain't throwing my girl in there. We ain't throwing her in. I know Byyyyeee, you want him, but we ain't throwing her in there. We're not gonna do that to her. And then Danny was like, what's the best? When they ultimately decided, he ended up throwing, because then Cashay was like, yeah, get Sarah and Leo, because I don't want him as a partner. They talk, he's not good, and it's it's just a better strategy for us. So Tyson and Cashay did decide to throw Sarah and Leo in, and obviously they were shocked. And Danny in his confession was like, this is the way you play Survivor. If you can't get your main enemy, the best way you get at them is their best friend or they number two, they right hand. And Sarah is Ben's right hand. So this was a Survivor shot is what he would call it. And so he couldn't get Ben because of Justine. So he's like, all right, Sarah, you and Leo get on down in there. And she get down there. But like I said, this is why I said I liked her. She was like, I get thrown in here. Am I surprised? No. She said, but I'm as calm as ever. And most people like, oh my God, they freaking out. But she was like, I'm here. Let's play. Let's get it done. Her and Leo strategized. It was the challenge. The elimination was something called In the Dark or something like that. Mm-hmm. And what they had to do was they tied together, it looked like, and they had to go into this room in this complete darkness. You can't even see in front of you. You got to find these different like film recorder type thing, those old film style type recorder things with tape on them. So there's 4 different ones, right? There's a small, medium, little bit bigger.
Reels,
yeah,
mm-hmm.
Real tape, like those, and one real big one. And they're all stacked a certain way in the dark. And it's their job to figure out the order and then go pick up the ones outside and place them all in the same order they are inside of that little room that they're in. Azah and Cinco just took off.
Not a strategy in sight.
Lord, not one plan, not one discussion. I was like, Jesus, Lord, have mercy.
When they took off, I said, oh, this ain't going to end well.
Yes, yeah.
And it really solidified it before the challenge was even over. When Leo and Sarah, they pulled all the recorders out, all the different sizes, and they were like, let's put them together and let's get a system. And they started measuring them and doing this. All right, this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. And they did it like that. And then they went in and then they used that system to bring out their recorder. I said, oh. Yeah. They started stacking half they think Oz and them still in the Cinco still in the dark, trying to figure out the things. And they come out, she talk about small, medium,
Baby, when I told you I was tickled, she said small. I said, what? What?
Said small, medium.
It looked the same to me too. So I was struggling looking as a viewer. I was like, huh?
Oh my God.
That's medium, big, big.
I was cracking up. I said, oh Jesus, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
And I just felt something. I was like, y'all stand up. I want to fight. But was it me? It was like Cinco felt so like out of it, so disinterested. And I know Cashay was like, this was his dream. Like being on the challenge was his dream. She's like, I don't want to see his dream end or whatever. But I was like, he not acting like this is his dream.
Yeah, he need to get some more dreams. Is what he needs to do.
Stop, because it didn't feel like.
I'm sorry.
It make me wonder though. Are they? We didn't see strategy out of Cinco, out of them.
No.
Yeah, at all.
No.
He just relied on his athletic ability, and he thought that was going to take him far.
Yeah.
It's like you got to have more, especially in a game like this. You got to have more.
There,
social aspect.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't want to get voted in every
week. They did great with that. Like the social aspect, they're fine. They did well in that. We
need some strategy
to go along with that social.
Yep.
You need a little sprinkle some strategicness over that social game that you got. And so I'm like, but they both seemed deflated. I don't know if that was me. I was like, maybe they were just over it. They were like, this is what it is. Like I was like, my girl gone home, Tiffany gone. I didn't see Kylan and betrayed. They didn't took out Xavier and Shan for no reason. What is the point of me being here? I can see that maybe that's going through her mind. Like I know she's not gonna quit because she's not a quitter. That's what she one thing she gonna give it her all. But I can see in the back of her mind, like, you know what? If we go home, we go home.
Listen, if we go home, first of all, I came here. I still secured a bag. It may not have been the bag. But they still secured a bag for being there. Trust you me, they ain't there for free.
Listen, still got to check.
Yes. So take your check, sis, and leave with your head high.
Yes.
You still did your
and
best.
we'll see you on the
Conquer some
next
fears
show.
in the process, the heights, the water, you know, conquer some fears. And so, I mean, I can see if she's like, you know what, I checked off I won me elimination, you know, I've done a few challenges, and what happens. And so I feel like that's what it was, because again, Cinco's face, it didn't move. It was very just mute looking. And so even when they were going in the restaurant, I'm like, y'all, I mean, no talking, no communication. And I think they mentioned that. She was like, Cinco ain't communicating. Like, and so I'm like, oh, I wish they would have just communicated just a little bit better, because they didn't win.
Right.
Y'all.
Yeah.
By a long shot. Leo and Sarah ate them all the way up. And Sarah was eating on something else, because when they won, she got up there looking at Tyson talking about some.
Girl, child, the way I got that gift saved, I don't know what she was on, but that girl, she is unhinged. I would not want to catch her in the parking lot of Walmart after midnight. I'm gonna just say that.
Oh my God.
Tyson said she what is wrong with them? She give me this, like, it's over for you coming. And was that a turkey leg she was eating on? Like,
boy, that I had was a holler. Talk about a turkey leg. Like, boy, sit down.
Tyson is funny.
The turkey leg.
I'm gonna have to talk to Tyson. Tyson, you better come on and explain yourself, because you are funny. I didn't know you were funny.
Right.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
And so I was like, what is this woman doing? She done lost her mind. But they win, and I was in them like, it's over. And they pretty much going on home. They gone.
They went on, huh?
Went on in somewhere.
Not they done went to the challenge glory.
They got on that plane back home, is what they did.
Right.
Is what they did. And
any previews for next week?
We did, and it's gonna be some mess. I don't remember what they were, but it's gonna be some drama. I know what's happening.
Who going home? You don't have to say it, but it's somebody I like.
No.
Yeah.
It's karma.
Ooh.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's karma. Karma's coming back to bite next week. Ooh, she took it. No, she should be. She lasts a little bit longer. But no, it's just, it's fitting. It's what you get.
Ooh.
She took a break off this week, but she coming back the next 3 weeks for sure. But yeah.
Well,
that's all I got for you guys.
Eric, thank you for giving us this rundown. Again, viewers and listeners, I know y'all love when Eric be giving these recaps, because he will give you these details, child. He will give you the emotion behind the scene. Come on,
he be giving details I forgot about.
Exactly.
Listen,
you bring a life to the show again.
I try.
Yeah,
I try, y'all.
So, Treese, I know you were telling us about some stuff that was going on in the Twitter streets, some discussions that have been going on the timeline. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass the mic to you to open up this discussion.
So, of course, we're not super into Big Brother this year, but Lord knows we are in the Big Brother, the timeline, streets, and Twitter. So, just to catch y'all up. Basically, the conversation that has been going on social media is the fallout from the cookout of last season. Now, of course, everything that is successful is often tried to be duplicated and replicated, but of course, nothing compare, right? Anyways, this season in Big Brother 24, it ain't happening. It ain't no let's band together and do a cookout 2.0. That not happening. Not at all.
Not even close.
I'm gonna be real. Not many of them even have the thought coming in like, let me pair up with all the black people and let's see who we can ride this out for round 2. None of them was on that path. Nobody. And so, basically, there's a house guest in the house named Kyle. They have an alliance, and it's very diverse. There's black people in the alliance. There's white people. They have Joseph, who is Middle Eastern. They have different ethnicities, genders in the group. And I was like, you know what? This is a great. Nobody's excluded. They got a gay man. They got a straight man. They got a white woman. They got somebody married. They got somebody single. They got somebody bisexual. I was like, yes. this. I love this. You know what I mean?
They
and it's like,
though.
And let me just say this. A lot of people get on to Black Twitter, Black, whatever. And they say, you only want the Black people to win. Yes. Yes. I'm gonna be real with you. Yes, because we don't win often. I mean, you can open up a book and see we don't win
at all.
Yes.
But the thing that a lot of us push for is diversity. You know what I mean? Sure. And the fact that these people have come together in a diverse state to work together was great. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's so refreshing, especially how they started the season off. But then, of course, here come Kyle he's in the Alliance. The Alliance is successful. They're pretty much the plan that Tiff had came up with last season. Let's pair with somebody else, and then so if we go on the block, they'll go. We have the votes to get them out, and we don't look like we're working together because strategy. Pretty much that's what. So Festy Bestie is the name of the twist, and it's pretty much Tiff's plan. I don't know why they call it a Festy Bestie. We're gonna call it Tiff's plan.
Tiff's master plan. Hello.
There you go. Tiff's master plan is what they did. So then, of course, Kyle goes and says, well, Monte, Taylor, Joseph, and Terrence, I think they're all working together.
And mind you, these are all the Black
people.
These
are all the Black people. Joseph is Middle Eastern. Together? And then he threw me for a loop there and he threw Indy in there because she Brazilian. That's a white woman.
Yes.
I'm sorry. She white. But pretty much all of the people of color, he said, oh, just wait till they get together. And this whole thing got started where they think they're working together because of their backgrounds. They all have the same motive. I know Joseph wants to see, somebody in Middle Eastern win. I know Taylor is very set on seeing a Black woman win. And he said they're probably working together. And so he's concocted this plan to pretty much venture outside the alliance and make an all-white alliance. Let's keep it very real. It's just an all-white alliance, right? And so now that y'all caught up, y'all get what we're talking about. So basically, do y'all think, I'm gonna get y'all's opinion first before I say mine. Do y'all think that the cookout made it basically impossible for Black people to even coexist in not only Big Brother, but in the reality TV world?
Let me say this. You about to say something? Go ahead, Eric.
I was just gonna be real quick.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna let you go because I've talked enough this episode. I was just gonna say, in the words of Herman and Betty and Summer that's been on here and Azah and everybody that's been on this podcast, you might as well work together. You might as well hang out and do what you're gonna do because they're gonna put you together anyway.
That's exactly what I was about to say, Eric.
Come on, one band.
Yes, one sound.
And you know what irritated me when Amira was on, she was just like, oh, the cookout done messed it up for all of us. No, it's been messed up.
Absolutely.
Are you new to this? It's been messed up. Y'all, cookout just got very lucky last year that they had a group of 6 Black people that know how to work together and know how to get stuff done.
Stay on code.
On code regardless of their hangups in the game. Because of course, personally, that clash throughout the whole season. But at the end of the day, they're like, we're gonna work together and get this together. So I don't know what they're doing now.
Unfortunately, I feel like excuse me, I feel like the term cookout now has been turned into a slur. And I tweeted this. It's been
did because I liked and retweeted it because I 100% agree.
Because
let me go find it.
It's whenever there are, even think outside of Big Brother, even Survivor, the Black people. Oh, we about to have the camp out.
Yeah,
we about to have a cookout 2.0. All these different things. So then you have Black people working together, or you think Black people are working together, and it's a negative. It's a ding on Black people having a common goal. And so then obviously Big Brother Canada, Black people are working. First of all, Black folks weren't working together, but they put them together. And now, and then the White House guests, and it's usually the White House guests who bring it up. And that's why I said it's coming across as a slur.
Yeah.
Because it's like, they're probably formulating the cookout. First of all, they never even thought about the cookout. They didn't. That wasn't even their goal. They was just.
Child, they be talking mess about it. The black people talk the most mess about each other than anybody else.
Right now, even in the current season, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not covering Big Brother for several reasons right now, but it's the fact that it's all over the place. We're seeing it all up and down the timeline. We're seeing news articles about it, all these different things. And the very thing that the cookout stood for last season, this season, they're going against it. It's like you're bad mouthing and throwing under the bus. And I'm talking using straight derogatory terminology for your fellow house guests. Like, it's so bizarre that you're trying to distance yourself from being black just for the sake of not being considered a part of cookout of a cookout strategy or a cookout plan. It's like, just be black, just be you, play this game how you gonna play it.
Because half of them ain't black in their real life.
Look, and don't appreciate their blackness.
And don't appreciate it.
Come on, somebody, or recognize it, or identify as black. You know, don't get me started, child.
And you know what? Is it just me? Or are y'all noticing when they're talking on Big Brother? Because, of course, they pretty much had a good majority of the cookout on the challenge this season. Is it just me, or when they say, well, you know, I'm riding with Big Brother? And does it feel like when they say Big Brother, when the black people say Big Brother, I've never heard them say, okay, well, so we got to get rid of Angela. We got to get rid of Enzo. We got to get rid of Derek. We got to get rid of Alyssa. No. Is it just me? Or now that I'm thinking about it, it's Kylan, Azah, X, Tiffany. Like, those are the names that are popping up. And it's like, Jesus. Like, okay. I don't see what y'all doing here.
Yeah, no, you're right. And
they're gonna pin y'all together. That's what I'm saying. They're gonna put us together anyways. I would walk this is why they would never cast me on Big Brother, because I would walk into the house like Ty and Jed did, and BB can say, "What's up, sis?"
Yep, right.
Hey,
undercover sister.
Look, what it is. Do what it is. Like,
sis, they gonna put us together anyways, but we here. Okay, we working together.
All we have to do is give each other the eye.
It don't even matter. Yes. You don't have to like me. Even if our personalities clash, you don't have to like me, sis. But they putting us together anyway, so we might as well work together and get our numbers and get what we want to happen, which is at the end of the day, one of us to win. You know what I'm saying?
We just gonna split. We automatically on the other side of the house. Automatically, we here. You HOH. You put up some people over here. I'm HOH. I'm putting up some people over there, and we just don't touch each other. And we try to work around. Oh, they not really a threat. They not coming for you. Apparently, I heard through the grapevine they not even coming for you. You gonna have to be savvy with it. But at the end of the day, don't be trying to scamper around like little mice and I don't want to be in the same room too long. You might as well.
It don't even matter.
Yeah. You know what's so crazy though? It really imitates real life. I think of like in the workplace, people automatically assume that I'm friends with the other black person that's there. Or I think of even school. They automatically assume that this group of people, I'm affiliated or associate with this group of people just because we're all black or whatever. So it's like, well, I might as well affiliate and be friends with y'all because
it's funny.
They making us friends.
That it's crazy because I legit remember when I was an RA in undergrad, and when we would come back for the summer, all the RAs come back for training and whatever, and all the black RA. It used to be when I was a freshman before I was an RA. There were probably 3 or 4 black RAs out of the 80 or something. But then I don't know what it was. It was like the CBS 50% all got to be black the next when we applied. Because when we got there, it was like 15 of us, 10 to 15 of us then. And so when it came time for trainings and stuff and lunch, because we had to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, we would be congregating. We would be together. We all at the table. And so they were like, you guys have to have at least one meal with your staff, because we were all on different staffs. And so we like, okay, whatever. So we all consciously like, we're going to have breakfast with these people because we're not talking in the morning time anyway. We're going to have breakfast and lunch and dinner though. We're going to be with each other. And they still found a way to be upset about it. And so even when we were there, like getting the lessons and getting like the training, we're all together. Y'all need to split up. You can't all be together. And I'm like, why we can't? I said, because we're black.
And see, that's the thing. Like, sis, you pull up a chair, join us.
I was my whole argument.
Tell me I got to go out of my comfort zone because I'm hanging with people that I'm familiar with, that I'm comfortable with. But girl, I almost said a bad word. Pull up a chair.
And it wasn't even the fact that we were intentional, like, oh, let's all the black people. We were friends, legitimately friends. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, like it's any meeting, anything conference you go to, you're gonna sit with your friends.
Right.
And so, yeah, I had friends outside of whatever. And so when they would split, make us like disperse, like I have people to go sit with, but it's like at the end of the day, like these are my friends. And so I want to be with my friends. And I was like, it's not fair that y'all sit here like y'all can't be all together. Why we can't? And you got this group, all the rest of them together, but because they're white and you can't really tell, but you can, it's okay for them to all be congregated with their friends, but because you see a group of 10 black people together, now it's a problem.
The thing is, black solidarity is threatening. Black unity is a threat to the majority. And why? There's 5 of us in this entire school, and we just so happen to be friends. And you mad and threatened that the 5 of us is sitting together eating lunch?
Yep.
Yes.
What kind of, like, that's bizarre to me. You mad because there's 5 in the whole company, and we just so happen to be friends with each other. We have common experiences. We have culture. Some of our cultures are the same or whatever it is, and you're threatened by that. You trying to go out of your way to break it up or to
think we plotting on them? No, right. Thinking about y'all.
Like we're trying to start an uprising. No,
like even when go ahead, Kiki.
Lunch.
Like even when I think about it, like so I grew up in a town where it was mainly Hispanic and white people. So we'll say, for example, like in one of my classes, it might be 2 or 3 black people in my class, right? So when it came down to sports, I didn't even think about this until Eric was talking about eating lunch and y'all talking about y'all sitting together. And I will never forget, now that I think about it, it's been so long, I ain't gonna tell how long it's been. But during volleyball season, I played volleyball. And of course, there were 3-4 black people on the team. And we always sat together, right? The coach came in, and most of the other volleyball girls, because they were all white, athletes, they stick together. Basketball team, because you spend so much time with each other. Basketball team sits here, people in bands sit here, people in choir sit here. That's just how it is. Mm-hmm. And it was the white and most of the Hispanic white, volleyball girls sat at this one table. The black people sat at this table, and at this table, it was the black volleyball girls. It was some of the black basketball girls, and our coach was like, why are y'all not sitting over here? What you mean? Why are we not sitting over here?
Right.
Why does it matter? Mm-hmm. Like we see each other 10 hours a day. I can go sit over here so I can say nigga in peace. Like, leave me alone. Like just because I'm not sitting at the table with Brittany and Whitney, we still cool.
Right.
Do you know I was at Whitney's house last week and she a white girl? It doesn't matter. It's just that there are some times where there are things you want to talk about with people that you grow up with because that's just the culture you're used to. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's like we don't have to be all together, or if we're not together, does not mean we are against each other.
Right.
And that's what needs to be known. But just because I'm on the left and you on the right does not mean we can never come together and be cool.
We've told these people time and time again that being pro-black is not anti-white. And they don't understand. I don't understand how they not getting it. We done told you, just because we're fighting for solidarity. We're trying to be.
The reason why is because when it comes to being pro-white and all this other kind of stuff, it is anti-black. So they are adding, it's projection.
100%.
That's what it is.
100%.
And so the thing, and it would be different, right? Obviously, at HBCU, you got 99.9% black people. Mm-hmm. Everybody ain't sitting at the same table, right? Mm-hmm. But, and so the thing is, but if there were, so the 10 white folks that go there, more likely than not, they're going to be sitting together because they have a common whatever experience.
It ain't no
We're
problem.
Not threatened by the 10 white people sitting together in the lunch hall.
At all.
If anything, we were like, y'all want to come over here?
Yes, come sit with us. Come on, somebody. It's a different experience. It's a different experience because we're not going into these spaces being anti-white.
Nope.
We're just not. We're just here to uplift each other. We're here to be supportive to one another.
Yes.
We're
have
here
a good
to
time.
have our common experiences and talk about them and be able to debrief because we have experiences. We are viewed by the world differently than everybody else. Let me have this moment at lunch, please.
Yes.
Let me just retweet this from you, Kiki. Just because I am pro-black does not mean I am anti-white.
Come on, somebody.
Okay?
Yes.
Come on, somebody.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Like my best friend isn't even black. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we have been friends since I was 11.
Right.
That's my sister. You know what I'm saying? And she Hispanic. She look like a white girl, but she Hispanic, and that is my best friend. But you know what? We connect on common things. We think alike. You know, we do things alike. We both like black men.
Oh my God.
Shout out to her. But at the end of the day, there's always gonna be, she's Hispanic, I'm black. We're two different ethnicities. But you know what? We share knowledge and we share a different thing. I introduced her to some gumbo. She introduced me to some tacos. Right. And here we together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm just using that example. But just because when I go somewhere, I gravitate to a whole bunch of black people doesn't mean in my life as I'm only cool with black people. That's not how they work.
Right.
You know, we just come together because it's natural. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
There's nothing nefarious or malicious about it.
Nothing. Right. Now, the only time I'm anti-white is if your ass is racist. I'm gonna just say that. I'm gonna say this. Latrice Jackson is saying this right now. The only white people in this world that I do not like are the ones that do not like black people, that do not like people of color, the people that put me in categories that I'm not supposed to be in. Those, I look at those different from white people. White people, I put you in a box like this. You're just white people. You cool.
Yeah.
But when you start putting me into categories and
putting my life in danger,
there you go.
Yeah.
Then that's a whole different category.
Right.
So don't get it twisted because that KKK lane, I don't mess with you.
Right.
I'm gonna just say that.
Yeah.
So yeah. Ooh, I had time today.
Look, I appreciate you bringing. I really appreciate you bringing this up because it has been a common discussion, and we're seeing it, especially this last week. We've been seeing this anti-cookout type of rhetoric. And so I appreciate you bringing that up. And listeners and viewers, we hope you actually, learn something from this and from this discussion and just know that, hey, folks ain't out here anti-white because we rooting for black folks, child. Like, we just trying to have equal footing. That's all it is, especially when it comes to these reality shows and competitions. So
just a chance. That's all we ask.
Yes, thank you.
It's to just play our games,
right?
And look, and for some of y'all,
and another thing,
for some white people, if you just don't get it, let me give you some homework. Okay, this is some homework for me. Who are gonna be there? Go into a library. Go into the history section, not the African American history section. Just go into the general history section of a library. Pick any book. Open it up. Tell me who on that page.
Tell me who wrote it.
And if it's anybody black on that page, tell me they weren't no slave.
Look.
Tell me that. I just do the homework. Add me. Add Tracy J. TRICIEJY. Add me. Let's talk about it. I just want to see who y'all see in those books. That is the goal. It's the year is 2022 and we trying to be in books. You know what I'm saying? We trying to do history. Like, my son is 6 and his amount of knowledge of black people in history is probably mediocre, very, very small. And it's 2022.
And we have laws and policies that are preventing that.
Yep.
Taking away critical race theory, whole nother topic.
Look at Florida. Yeah. They trying to change the narrative of history.
We did it here too.
Y'all did in Oklahoma too? Child, ain't no telling. Texas probably done ban the word slavery because it never happened.
Oh my God.
I ain't gonna talk about nobody's state because Texas is.
Yeah, we definitely got that happening. Yeah. So,
but we're gonna have to do a whole episode on race because we're gonna be here all day.
Right, we sure could. Listeners and viewers, thank you so much for coming back and being a part of this episode with us. And we encourage you to interact with us under this post, under this video on YouTube, or even under our Twitter post regarding this episode. We really want to hear your feedback, and let's have a meaningful discussion about this thing.
And I'm gonna give a shout out to our girl Sheena. She's always been so supportive.
Yes,
love Sheena. And these conversations, we may have to have you on here to, with these conversations that we're having about race and how that impacts these games and shows that we're watching and how it reflects our real life experiences.
Another merge coming soon.
Yes. So Kamisha, too, girl, you listening, come on over here.
Yes.
You are a radical blogger, as you call yourself. And all the Black bloggers and writers and podcasters.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Support us because we want to support you. So please, reach out to us. Let us know how we can support you as well.
Absolutely. And thank you guys so much. And you've become a very exclusive member of our very entertaining group chat. And until next time, bye.
Bye, guys.
See y'all later.